Thank you.
Always great to be with you.
All right. There you can see, once again, the suspicious package is being loaded into the total containment vehicle down there in Newcastle, Delaware, at the post office. It was addressed to Joe Biden. Let's bring in syndicated radio show host Dana Loesch. She joins us. Dana, there have been a lot of things going on in the news in the last 24 hours, and it looks like a lot of the president's critics have been targeted by these suspicious packages.
Yes, and good morning to you all, although it's a bad morning indeed. I just hope that whoever is responsible, I hope that they have eyes on him, I hope, or her, whoever this individual is, and I hope that they track them down to the ends of the earth and bring them to justice for what they're doing, regardless whether or not these devices are explosives or designed to fake people out. I know that there are varying reports about a number of the different devices that have been located. This is domestic terrorism. That's plain and simple what this is. It's domestic terrorism. This is designed to incite, to frighten people, and to change behavior of Americans. And it's absolutely inexcusable and awful that this is taking place. And I'm glad that the president said what he said last night. I thought that his forceful condemnation and reminding everyone that, here in the United States of America, we can disagree passionately, and we will disagree passionately. But at the end of the day, we're all humans, and we're humans more than we are issues. And this is inexcusable.
It is inexcusable, and there are all sorts of conspiracy theories floating around. I've heard some on the radio, I've seen some online, I've seen some on television as well. It's too early for that. Let's figure out who did it first.
Yeah, I don't know how anybody can make any speculate at all whatsoever when we don't even have all the facts at hand. I know it's a crazy idea in this era of clickbait and everyone wanting to be first, but it's a generally, good thought to wait until we have all of the facts at hand before we start making proclamations about the people behind it or motives associated with it. I mean, let the investigators do their job. They're working overtime to keep people safe, and let's see what they find.
Right, Dana, the thing that I find astounding is I could not believe I was out of coverage for a few hours. By the nighttime coverage, other channels were just teeing off on the president as if they forgot that Tim Kaine says we have to fight in the streets, that Eric Holder says we have to kick him, that Cory Booker says get up in the face of Congress people, that we've thought, and Madonna famously kicked us all off the first 2 years with Donald Trump. I've thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House. At the very least, they should understand that there's some rhetoric that's unnecessary on both sides. Why don't you think people realize that?
Because no one wants to take accountability. We live in an era where nuance is dead, forgiveness is non-existent, and everyone wants to get in a quick, petty political jab at the expense of their own humanity. That's unfortunately the era in which we live. It's pretty dystopian, but yet that's what it is. I think I was most disappointed when I saw CNN President Jeff Zucker, when he came out with his statement yesterday. I was really floored that the president of a news agency would come out and make a statement about motive or speculate about motive of what's happening and attribute it to the president. That seems completely the opposite objective of what a news organization and what a news organization should be doing, wildly speculating and without any association at all whatsoever, trying to somehow blame it on the administration. I mean, maybe let's get the facts first before we start politicizing it and using this to further divide America.
All right, well, that's the president of CNN, but what about the president of the United States? His message last night, calling for a civil tone. He wants all sides to come together in peace and harmony. He said he was immediately addressing these suspicious packages right out of the gate when he took the stage. He said, you want to settle disagreements, do it peacefully at the ballot box. And he says the media has a responsibility on this because they need to stop reporting false news and stop endless hostility. He wants us. Your reaction?
Right. And I think that those were wise words from the president. I can't really honestly look. I know that there's some people out there who think, oh, my gosh, his rhetoric is over the top and some of the things that have been said are crazy. I kind of have to question, though, the sanity of people who honestly think that the president of the United States wants people injured. Let's stop sitting here and associating the actions of madmen, of lunatics, of crazy people with political figures we dislike simply because of politics. I'm going to tell you something. I was one of the first people who said that Democrats were not responsible for what happened at the congressional ball fields, and we need to make very sure that we are associating bad acts with bad people and not political figures just because we dislike them.
Dana, thanks for the quality time. Great way to close out this edition of Fox and Friends. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Dana.
Thank you.
All right. So America.